is apparent, to myself at least, that only the craft's propulsion system is adequate to the task at hand. Clearly, the Ark is intended to simply outrun any hostile craft.
Well, we saw how well that worked out for them, didn't we? Turns out it wasn't fast enough.
I'm gonna beat you down with your own. Soldier, I'm looking for the closest control room. I think it's this way.
Earlier, when we were listening to the audio log, we found a new weapon. It's the Energon Harvester. It's a heavy weapon. As the name implies, it harvests Energon, or more specifically, you shoot a guy and it drains their health. It's an alright weapon. It's not particularly damaging, but it's alright. But yeah, this game has the usual 2-weapon limit. There's a regular weapon and a heavy weapon, and your character cannot carry on in more than 2 weapons, unfortunately.
Battlefield log 4578. Leapers. There's a whole platoon of them activated. If you're listening to this, turn back and avoid engagement at all costs. These things are as savage and brutal warriors I've ever seen. But if you must face them, always keep moving, and try to engage them from behind. Their armored claws make a head-on attack a waste of energon.
Well, that certainly seems ominous. I hope we don't meet that enemy type anytime soon. By the way, if you're interested in collecting all the audio logs and blueprints, you can see in the start menu how many you've collected and how many there are in the stage. So if you've missed one, you can tell. I won't tell you where it is, obviously, but nonetheless, it's still useful.
Optimus, the control room is this way.
Where are the artillery controls?
They should be just around the... Incoming! Optimus, are you alright?
Optimus Prime.
In the back! Hit it in the... Ah! Thanks, Optimus. Thought I was a goner.
Optimus, are you alright?
I'm fine, Perceptor, but...
Incoming!
So, as you can see, these are the Decepticon Leapers the game has warned us about. Kind of spoiled the surprise, really. But yep, it's a new enemy type. You can kind of see how they work. You just wait for them to attack and then shoot them in the back.
Optimus, according to my schematics, you should be near the artillery controls.
I see them, but how do I get there?
There might be an ion vent nearby that could give you a boost.
I'll stop talking about this, I swear to God, but once again I should reiterate that this is very much a lot of references taken from the original cartoons from the 80s. Pretty much all the character designs are based off their original designs from the cartoon. So they look, unlike the movies, they look a lot more like conventional robots, I guess. I guess more like Japanese mecha compared to like the live action movies. If you paid attention to when I played, when I was talking about War for Cybertron as well, Optimus Prime has had a character change. His character model has changed quite a lot. They decided to make him a bit more beefier, more like a warrior, they said in the art book. Especially his vehicle mode. Supposedly the inspiration for his vehicle mode was to make it look like a fist with wheels. I'm not sure if it really looks like a fist to you, but Optimus definitely has a more bulkier, top-heavy look to him.
Where do you think you're going, Prime?
And my computer's gonna freeze for a moment for some reason. And now we have to fight 2 Leapers at once. You can kind of see where this is going. Not too difficult. They do hit pretty hard, but so long as you dodge using the sprint button, you'll be perfectly fine. And while I'm talking about sprinting, I guess I should mention that I kind of feel like sprinting is a bit pointless when you can transform into a car. I mean, it's useful for covering short distances quickly, but I don't know, it just seems kind of pointless to me. I do use it sometimes, but I usually use the dodging function more often. I do like when you kill them and they say their last words. The Leapers always have funny lines to say. They're like, "I ain't impressed," or "You think you've won," and they're always so defiant up until the moment they explode and die.
Speed is of the essence. Perceptor, I found the controls.
Excellent. You should be able to reroute Energon from the Ark directly into the long-range artillery.
It appears to be working. Rocket system is online.
Code looks pretty rusty, so I'm going to link the artillery controls directly to your targeting computer.
I'll find some Decepticons to try it out on.
I don't think rusty was the word you were looking for, Perceptor. Code doesn't get rusty.
More Decepticons! Hold them here, Autobots! Marauder, incoming!
I'd be curious as to what an artillery strike would do to that Marauder.
My sentiments exactly.
Artillery online.
And now that we've turned on the artillery, we have the ability to launch an artillery strike whenever we're outside in an open area.
Let's finish this.
So, here's a thing I didn't know about Perceptor until somewhat recently. He's a character from the original cartoon show from the 80s. I didn't know he was voiced by Paul Eiding, aka the Colonel from Metal Gear Solid. That sort of surprised me, because I like the cartoon and I always liked Metal Gear Solid, but I never really realised they were the same person. And he sounds completely different as well, because normally he has this sort of gravelly voice, but with Perceptor he just sort of does this puny nerd voice. It's cute.
Clear! Optimus, this is Ironhide. The Ark is getting shelled pretty bad by those warp cannons. Shields are holding for now, but it's just a matter of time.
Help is on the way, Ironhide.
You can activate more defensive weapons. Move back through the engine room. I found a neutron gun near the flight deck.
On my way.
Having said that though, it is not Paul Eiding who is voicing Perceptor in this game. It is Jim Ward who is doing the voice of Perceptor right now. It took me a little while to realise that we're in the area we were in before. We've actually backtracked. We actually go back to the sort of the control room we were in earlier. But I'm just exploring anyway, because I don't think I fully explored it the first time round. Oh, over here, another weapon. A heavy weapon.
Help, Optimus! We'll take it from here.
I'll leave it for now though. We'll have plenty of chance to show it off later.
We fight in the name of freedom.
You notice Optimus says some really weird things whenever he transforms or goes back into robot mode, and sometimes when he picks up ammo or weapons he'll say things. Whenever he kills an enemy he'll say things. Some of them are really weird though. Like earlier when he transformed into a truck, you heard him say, what was it? It was, it's time for some velocity. Which is kind of a really weird thing to say. Like, yeah, it's time to go fast, but I don't know, it just seems really weird coming from Optimus Prime.
Good. Now that the Energon is flowing again, you should be able to open a direct route to the flight deck.
Some of the things he says are kind of questionable as well. Like sometimes when he takes out an enemy, he says, "Unfortunate but necessary," and it's just like, that's kind of cold, man. I mean, I know it's a time of war and it's probably true, but you still shouldn't just say it.
Of course, I don't need to remind you that the more energon we spend on these guns, the less there is for the Ark.
We'll have to find a way to launch the Ark when this is over. Perceptor, are you controlling this room remotely?
No. What do you mean?
The room is shifting.
I am noticing a strange power surge in your area. Could be related to the energon you redirected. Clearing the main door that leads to the flight deck.
Out.
The schematic shows an access panel nearby. You should be able to force it open.
If anyone can hear me, feel free to listen in as I execute your friends.
Starscream.
No! No! No!
Optimus! It's an ambush! Don't expect any mercy, Autobot. I wasn't offering any.
Okay, I'm going to start this encounter by activating the clutch the attack drone found, and the reason for that is because this is a new enemy type. It's not immediately apparent, but these are shotgun-wielding enemies, and they will chew through your health at close range. It is ridiculous how much damage they do. It is such a really weird way of introducing them as well. See, I barely survived that encounter. I had both my sort of utilities activated. Had my attack drone and this little barrier which like replenishes ammo and I think acts as a shield of some sort. But yeah, that's a new enemy type. That's their introduction. And it's a really weird introduction because the first time I played this game I just kept dying here, and it was because I couldn't figure out why I was dying. And I think the problem is it's not really clear that those are shotgun enemies. They look kinda similar to other soldiers. Or at least you can tell there is a difference, but you're not really aware of that when you first play the game. And also, I just feel like this is kind of a really stupid way of introducing them because, well, you're in a really close quarters area. So, their thing is, if they get close to you, they'll kill you dead, more or less. So, really the best strategy for fighting them is to get far away from them and shoot them at a distance. Oh, hang on, there's an audio log here.
Arc Inspection Log 1313, my final entry in this record. As anyone who has listened to these updates can attest, my assessment of this so-called Arc has been far from optimistic. Though assembled by a perfectly competent team of engineers in a most efficient manner, it seemed impossible to imagine that such a humble craft would be capable of carrying the entirety of the Autobots' hopes and dreams as its cargo.
You notice now we're back at the start of the level. That's fine. That's a little extra area to explore. Brings you back at the start. You notice there was a dead body. He has a shotgun next to him. It's like they wanted you to pick up that shotgun and then engage these shotgun enemies in a shotgun duel in close quarters, which is a terrible, terrible idea. That is the worst way of fighting them, and yet this entire scenario seems like it was designed for you to fight them like that. You shouldn't fight these guys at close quarters. That's a terrible idea. They have shotguns. All they'll do is run up to you and shoot you in the face and kill you. It's silly, really. Looks like I've stumbled across an ammo stockpile. Ship to Decagon Plaza. That's I think that's a reference to the previous game War for Cybertron. Decagon is where the first chapter of the Autobot campaign takes place. But yeah, anyway, as I was saying, shotgun enemies, don't fight them close quarters. The game seems to be trying to tell you to fight them in close quarters. Don't. Just don't. The best thing to do is just to run away from them and shoot them at a distance with a long-range weapon, like the Pathfinder I had earlier. I mean, I guess if you have to fight these guys in close quarters, then yeah, a shotgun is good. But that's like hardly the ideal scenario. Ideally you want to be far away from them. Just run away from them, shoot at them from a distance, because at a distance all they'll do is run towards you in order to get within shotgun range. Anyway, this is another area where there's a little bit of exploring, a little bit of platforming to pick up this intercooler. This reduces the cooldown time between the ability to use well, your special ability. In this case, the artillery strike. It's different for every character. But yeah, that's a useful power-up. I'll show it off later on. And this area, yeah, as I was saying, it's got lots of little areas to explore and find extra stuff. You notice how I went into the little alcove, the air duct, to find the tape cassettes and the ammo. Had to find this Moleculon fuse to unlock this door, and that unlocks this Chaos Rift Combustor, which is basically a mortar bomb of some sort, a cluster bomb, I should say. Again, I'll be showing this off in a bit.
No.
Optimus, what's going on?
I couldn't save them.
Remember the Ark. If we don't protect it, there's no future for any of us.
Of course, Preceptor. You're right. I'm heading to the neutron gun now.
Another blueprint for our collection. It's always nice.
Interceptor, I can see the Ark just ahead. Thank the Matrix, it's still standing.
Be careful approaching the neutron gun controls, Optimus. Decepticon troops have overrun the area.
Roger that.
We still have control over the city's artillery. A strike should help clear the way.
Artillery online.
Megatron, we have established a perimeter around the neutron gun controls. Defend it at all costs!
Yes, Lord Megatron, but
Without those defenses, the Autobots will be powerless to stop us from taking the Ark and its supply of energon.
yes, but
I want the Ark! No excuses! What was that noise?
No noise. Absolutely nothing was happening, Megatron.
Impressive, Optimus.
Save the praise for when we get out of this.
So as you can see in the bottom right-hand corner, you can see there is the cooldown meter. So that's how long you have to wait before you can call another artillery strike. Little word of warning as well: don't call an artillery strike and then walk into it. You will die. You can be destroyed by your own artillery strikes. Just because I've done it before. It's kind of funny, but yeah, don't do it. I think it's time to give the old Chaos Rift Combustor a try. It's a cluster bomb. Shoot it and it flies in an arc, and then press the fire button again and it scatters into tiny bombs and blows up and kills everyone. Not a bad weapon at all. This area is also kind of hard, but that's probably because I'm not really playing the game right. Again, the game kind of seems designed as a cover-based shooter, so there's lots of cover you can use, sort of. The problem is I always get impatient and just run out into the open and shoot them all, which is usually a viable strategy, you know, because you have a regenerating shield, you can usually take a few hits. And, yeah. So, there's quite a few enemies here. I guess you're supposed to use the artillery strike, so... Whoops! Put it too close! I'm out of here. Yeah, I just only put it on that wall that was closer to me. Yeah, quite a few enemies. Just swapped out my heavy weapon for the Scrap Maker. Basically a minigun. Powerful rapid-fire shots. Takes a second to start firing, though. I'll activate my intercooler, which allows me to use... should allow me to use my airstrike. Look how quickly the airstrike is ready. It's already ready. I can fire it again. That's what the intercooler does. It reduces the cooldown on your special ability to a great degree. So, 2 airstrikes in quick succession. Unfortunately, the intercooler doesn't last very long, so I'm back to my regular cooldown time, which is a shame, because now there's the Decepticon dropship, which is, yeah, you're supposed to use the, let's use the artillery strike on that, so now I'm just going to have to wait for that to go away. And also I'm getting hurt. Okay, yeah, things aren't looking too good right now. I need an energon cube.
The scientific term for that is pulverized.
I think the scientific term is, please help me. Just wait for my shields to recharge. Oh no, a shotgun! Oh, the shotgun guy got me. Well, dying is not really a huge issue in this game, since you know, the game likes to put checkpoints pretty much everywhere. So we're pretty much where we started off. This time, destroy the dropship the moment you see it. That way the enemies can't even get out. Now there's less enemies to take care of. Hooray! Oh god, a shotgun guy, get away from me! Ow, 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 ow. Christ, those shotgun guys really hurt. I don't know why they expect you to fight them at close range. That's what seems to be implied from that previous scene anyway, but... oh well. Ow.
Interceptor, I found the neutron gun controls.
I found the gun controls, but I can't use them. Oh, there's an enemy left. Now I can use them.
Prime. The neutron gun is activating. Targeting systems won't respond, Optimus. You'll have to fire it manually. I'm uploading coordinates to an access panel now.
Okay, there's no time to waste. Time to roll out.
Ready to roll.
Oh, chest high wall right there. You see what I mean when I say the levels aren't really designed for vehicle mode in mind? They're very much like a regular sort of cover-based shooter. Not really much room for a car to maneuver around, unfortunately. Another heavy weapon.
Another tool for the job at hand.
I pick it up, but I don't really get a chance to use it because we're approaching the end of the chapter. Don't worry, there'll be plenty more chances to use this gun. Or to find this gun, rather.
Optimus! This is Ironhide! My team and I are pinned down at the Ark's fueling station!
Patience, Ironhide. These systems have been offline for thousands of
We don't
years.
need the details! Just tell us how to fix it!
Ironhide's right, Preceptor. We don't have much time.
Yes, keep moving, Optimus. You should see the manual controls shortly.
Yeah, again, the level design, at least in these first two chapters, aren't really designed for vehicle modes. I mean, I guess, I'm not sure what they could have done, because, I mean, yeah, if you get rid of the cover, you can drive around easier. But I'm not sure how fun fighting enemies in open space would be if, you know, if they all just stood there and didn't take cover. So, I don't know, I guess it was a compromise they had to make.
Optimus! The entire Decepticon army is knocking at my door! Where is that support?
Hang on, old friend.
Jeez, Optimus. Overcompensating much.
Ironhide, I've got your range.
Optimus! I don't have the firepower to stop those tanks!
And you're lucky I do.
So, again, this is another turret section, but it's not like the other one. This one's actually kinda... This one actually has a cool theme to it. It's like a giant cannon and you're blowing up tanks. And explosions everywhere. You have to blow up the tanks before the Ark runs out of energy. You can see the Ark has a health bar on top. This is a pretty cool sequence, honestly, because you can actually see all the little Decepticons and blow them all up. You can shoot as many things as you want, but the important things to take care of are the things that are marked on the screen, which are the tanks. If you don't take out the tanks, then it's game over.
Optimus! Enemy dropship coming your way!
It's important you listen to that as well, because you have to keep an eye out for that dropship, which is right above us. In hard mode, that takes maybe 2 or 3 hits to destroy the dropship. And if you don't notice it's there, just hiding above out of view when you're looking down shooting tanks, it can kill you pretty quickly. Because by the time you realise it's shooting at you, you've already lost like half your health. And if it takes like 2 or 3 hits to destroy the dropship, then you're already dead.
Something's wrong. The neutron gun isn't working.
It isn't! What?
Yeah, I know that feeling. I'm not working either. It's hard to find a job these days.
You're out of energy, Optimus.
Then we need to find more, Preceptor. I'm heading back to you.
Optimus, my readings just spiked. What happened?
The door's shut on its own.
Where are you going? That area doesn't even appear in the schematics. Optimus, you're breaking up. Optimus!
are. I can feel your presence through the Matrix.
Heeds the call of the last bride.
Optimus, what just happened?
Easy, Preceptor. He's one of us.
Awaiting your orders.
Metroplex, you must destroy the Decepticon warp cannons on the outskirts of the city.
And that concludes Chapter 2. See you guys next time for Chapter 3.